So today I want to invite you to this workshop, and I want to gift this workshop to as many women as I possibly can because I am so serious about your ability to make your own money, your ability to make extra money, your ability to create more money. And specifically, I want to focus on creating 25K in 25 days. Got a fabulous masterclass and workshop weekend that we're doing called Zone of Genius. Zone of Genius. And I want to move you into that Zone of Genius work, but I wanted to make sure that I could gift this because my dad told me to. My dad told me to. The lesson I received, my dad would say daily, we do hard things. And I'm like, that's right, Dad. We do hard things. And he's like, we can do it. And when I would get frustrated and panicked and worried, my dad would say, look around. There's no dead bodies on the floor. We're moving. We're moving. It's all right. Look around. So I'm going to take those lessons and I'm going to share with you not just some fluff, not just some anecdotes, not just my story of pulling my house out of foreclosure in 90 days and paying off lots and lots of credit card debt and avoiding bankruptcy, avoiding a foreclosure. Like, I'm not just going to share those stories. I know they're inspiring and I know I learned lessons, but it's the lessons I want to share with you. It's what I did that I want to teach you. I want to give you the tools so that you can go out and do that for yourself. Not just like, isn't it wonderful that Tiffany did this? Isn't it wonderful that Tiffany was able to spend 3 years caring for her dad and her mom? Isn't it wonderful that Tiffany was able to pull her house out of foreclosure? Isn't it wonderful that Tiffany did not have to declare bankruptcy? And my business, I will tell you, my businesses, multiple times, we have faced hard seasons and hard times, and we have navigated them, and we have found the support, and we have found the way forward. And I want to help you to do that too. I want to move you. I want to give you tools, and I want you to get what you want. So if you have caught this little video and you're like, wow, okay, I want to invite you, give me a comment down below, give me a comment and let me know. I want you to just say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, because we are going to work together. This is the part of the video that might surprise some of you. It really might surprise some of you. This is the story of a 55K day in hospice. And, I was not expecting that this would happen when it happened. And I was not expecting that I would talk about it publicly, because part of me thought, oh, this is not something people really want to hear. Maybe this is just too much for people, right? Like, this is not what people want to know. But are you struggling to make more money? If you're in a place right now where you're in a season of struggle, I want you to know it's okay. I've been there. I have been there. And this is about the teaching and coaching and training I've been doing for years now. It's about smashing 6 figures, because that ain't enough for everything you want to do. If you have a day job that's bringing in 100,000, 150,000, 200,000, 300,000, even from a day job or another gig, you're recognizing that that is really not enough money. You're not having enough income. And so you want to create some extra income. You want to have not what I would call a side hustle. It's bigger than that. And there's no hustle to it. But you want something that's going to bring in significant revenue, that's really going to impact your life, not in 3 years, but in 3 months. And it starts with 3 work weeks. It starts with you really getting focused on the work because you are building your own economy. And I want to ask you, are you frustrated with your revenue or results right now? Because what I have shared for the first half of 2025, I started calling it my 2024 was rough and tough promo. And I started talking about my 25K in 1 day business bundle. I started talking about our 25K in 1 day blueprint. And then I started talking about building 25K in 25 days, creating a quantum leap in revenue. This is what people got excited about, right? And once you hit this place where you are creating quantum leaps in your revenue, I mean, this for me is what happened, right? This is what happened using nothing but simple messages. I actually didn't even use a messenger bot. This was actually me. You could use something like ManyChat or something, but this was just me, messaging and talking with people. And it started with a single Facebook post. So I want to get to that right now with all of you, right? But what I want to say to you is this is one of my favorite screen grabs. It came from a client that started working with us in um, late August, early September to really change what was happening, right? And I think she officially enrolled in October to work with us and joined one of our programs. She'd been around us, she'd been watching what was happening. So she was absorbing some of it. So if you're here now and you're watching this video, you're going to be learning the lessons she was learning before she ever started. So when she came to me in October, she was already primed to have a focused increase on her income and impact. She knew that she wanted that. And look what happened to her in November and December, how things shifted. So what I want to say to you today is you can't go back. You're never going back. But if you're honest with yourself, you don't want to. That old pain, that season of pushing and pulling, nah, you're over it. You're over it. When women make more money, they can make more moves. I really believe this. And I've got some specifics, and I don't know if this is interesting to any of you. These are just stats I gathered over the last few years about women and men in business. Borrowing ratio, only 33% of females versus 67% of male businesses submit loan applications. And I have to tell you, my dad reminded me of this inequity all the time, and he was always saying to me, look at how men approach their business and how other coaches and vendors and people who contract with these male owned businesses, look at how they treat the male owned businesses. Women owned businesses earn almost $200,000 less than male owned firms. That was according to Forbes in 2022. And I want you to know that statistically, it hasn't improved much. Here we are sitting in 2025, and it ain't all that different. And do you know how much an online coach or consultant makes? The average? According to ZipRecruiter in January of 2024, the average annual pay is about $65,000 a year. A year. In case you need a simple salary calculator, that's about $31-37 an hour if this was a salaried gig, right? Or the equivalent to $1,254 a week or $5,400 a month. Now, I ain't saying it's bad, right? It's good, but it's not great. And I want to change that for women. So if you're over the hustle, if you're over the grind, I want you to give yourself a big hug and a high five for letting it go. You're wiser now. Your boundaries are stronger now. And really, doll baby, you have zero tolerance for the liars and the layabouts. Like, you're just not up for it, right? You have no time to waste with people you don't love, doing work you only half care about. If you have to fight with yourself to do it, just stop, because that's your soul saying no. Now is your time to do something that you love, and only the things that you love. Now, if you've been here for a minute, you know who I am. But for those of you who might have just discovered one of my videos or you weren't here, I'm the creator of BYOB. It's my, fabulous fun program we call Bring Your Own Business, because there's a party. There's a profit party online, but it's BYOB. That is our 100K incubator, and I'm the founder of Upscale, our 250K accelerator. And a little thing I often say is I'm an accidental online entrepreneur, right? I, wear crazy baseball caps and scarves and drink too much coffee and protein shakes, and my nails are always sparkly, and I'm loaded down with jewelry and diamonds and just fun stuff that makes me happy. It makes me happy. I don't have a corporate background. I don't have an MBA, though lots of the coaches who work for me and with me alongside of me, they do. They have MBAs and JDs and PhDs. They're brilliant women. I find the best women in the world to support you. But this is the reality of who I am, right? And what I want you to know about my journey: I started a biz, I cried, I started over, there was more crying, I gave in, and then finally, boom, cash, there was money. I mean, it wasn't easy, right? It's never been easy. But what I offer is group coaching built for women on the fabulous side of 40 and the fierce side of 50. And what I want you to know is that you are gifted. You are meant to live a beautiful life. This is the season to do what you want. Talk about it, write about it, share about the things that light you up. I remember when a client said to me of her own experiences, some doors you can only walk through once. You will not go back. Even if that pain was familiar, you do not want more of it. Over 7,324 online entrepreneurs like you have successfully used our simple approach to business. And I just wanted to remind all of you how powerful you are. And most of you have been around here long enough, you know my story, right? You know that I leveraged free social media platforms to have a fully booked out 6-figure generating makeup artist studio. I pulled my house out of foreclosure in 90 days. In 2016, I turned a cracked iPad and some bathroom selfies into 6 figures in 6 months from a free Facebook group. We scaled organically to 7 figures with a very simple system. And I've done a little bit with my business. I've done a little bit. And I started using my own process, this process I'm going to talk about today. And I'm going to share how it came up that I use this same process in hospice. Again, I'm slightly embarrassed. Like, I just never thought I would talk about this. I didn't think I would talk about it. But I've had to pivot a lot since 2020. I made a video about it. I made a little video about it. If you want to go back and look at it, you can. And yesterday I posted another video about my journey through grief. My dad has been gone just over a year now from Earthside here with us. And I was realizing as I was putting together that video that there's something amazing that happened while we were in hospice. And we'd had just such a journey to get there, right? And I wanted to share what helped me to build a 55K day, along with a bit of business wisdom from my dad. And that video, I share what my dad talked to me about, and the lessons that came through over and over from my dad during hospice, because this was after 1,111 days of caregiving, hospital visits, spreadsheets, spoon feeding faith. Like, there was so much. My dad would sit with me in ERs, and we would open up my bookwork and my accounts and my pay portals, and we would review them, right? Even as we were in this journey where we were daily with my dad doing the acts of caregiving, But he passed away after a week in inpatient hospice. And he was my mentor. He was my first business coach, the man who raised me to believe that entrepreneurship wasn't just an option, it was a responsibility. But doll baby, let me be clear. I did not make that 55K day because I had a massive team, a 19 email funnel, or a flawless launch calendar. I made it because I got scrappy, soulful, and strategic. And I did it during the height of my dad's illness and our caregiving for him. At the same time, my mom was beginning her own cancer journey and treatment. My mom has pancreatic cancer. And as we were moving through all of that, oh my gosh, it was so heavy. And I made 55K from what I call my back patch. We have a little patio and a small little space in the yard. Sipping gin and juice with my adultlets, with my kids who were all, home from school. And it was not fancy. It wasn't fancy. But here's the thing. 55K was more than my annual salary as a therapist and a social worker. And in this video, I want to show you how I did it. And it really has, it's prompted me to create this program we've been running called Pivot for Profits. It's 4 work weeks, 4 workshops, 4 steps to find your fastest path to cash. So a couple years ago, I decided to test something. I was relaunching our signature program, Bring Your Own Business. It's a full year of mentorship. And I wanted to see if promoting BYOB to my warm market via text and voice message could create a big sales day. So this is what happened. This is what happened. I just set it up and I decided to whisper to my warm market instead of scream on the timeline. Just me, my iPhone, and a little boldness. At 12:07 a.m. on a weekend, I posted a brief update on my profile and I asked followers to comment or DM if they wanted the latest information. Right? So here it is. It's 12:20 on July 3rd. My birthday is the 4th of July. Here's what happened next. I started sending quick unscripted voice notes to people, and we started chatting and texting like real folks, but reminding them, I had upcoming events, I had different things happening. I had real conversations. This was kind of like catching up with your favorite cousin at the cookout, right? Like, this is amazing. This is amazing. And what actually happened was I was able to generate, I think we actually brought in like $71,294 in just 4 days off that, right? This was proof to me that I could have a 55K day. I activated my own 25K in one day process. So what I did was over the next 24 hours, I messaged them a simple survey encouraging them to get more info. I wanted to communicate and connect with them. I wanted to find out what they wanted. And after the survey, they were automatically sent a payment link and enrolled in the program. I mean, it was just so super, super simple. And within 24 hours, we had $55,000 in sales. That was more, right? Remember, that's more than my annual salary. And these numbers still excite me to this day. I still get excited when these things happen. And that is what happened in hospice. So some of you might be watching this video now and you're like, I don't have a real business. I don't have a program or product. I've tried all the online trends and ideas. I'm not well known. I have no money for ads. TNT is good, but maybe I'm not that good. I struggle to close big sales. I've never sold anything. I've invested in a coach before and made $0. I feel you. Like, I've been there, been through all of that, right? And I was in the same comparisonitis freeze. That's a hard word for me to say. I don't know, is it a real word even? But I say it all the time, so I think it is. But I got to tell you, if you are sick of the humble brags about awesome businesses, launches, and easy online scaling, then when you try it, it bombs, right? Or confuses you, or adds stress, or revs up your credit card bills with no client or customers, and an audience, nobody other than your 2 sisters and your 1 baby cousin show up. Like, the truth, most online experts aren't teaching the right strategies for 2024, let alone for 2025. I mean, they just really are not doing what works right now. So I think the other truth is few of them support you with simplified sales that are tried offline and work outside of viral reels. The gurus depend on you to already have a ton of traffic or a strong audience of fans, a big old list that you can use to jumpstart your business or launch campaigns. Yeah, no. Most of us don't have that luxury or a sugar daddy. And what if you could build a payday? What if you could build a payday and a business? We need a way to grow a community and a list of buyers with less hustle, right? So for me, the truth is I didn't hustle. I served. I didn't hard sell. I made it easy. I made it so easy, right? And I wasn't I wasn't having to perform. I just showed up as me. That's all that had to happen. And this was the difference. And what I think of this is what happened for me in hospice was this was my 55K in hospice miracle moment. um, without working 24/7 or DMing our fingertips raw or really taking a TikTok, right? That's exactly what my kids are upstairs saying. Mom, this is not for you. Like that's still true. I have a TikTok just to watch makeup videos. Like I don't use TikTok for marketing my business at this point. Maybe someday I will, but right now I don't. Um, but I have to tell you that doing this with my dad, um, it was really about creating a miracle without having a big online following on TikTok or elsewhere. I mean, I needed to make something happen. And I think the reason I didn't want to talk about this was because I thought, oh, people will think it's terrible. Like, what are you doing? You're in hospice with your dad. But I needed to do one last significant act of sales and sass before my dad passed. Like that's the truth. I think that rhymes. I think it might be a poem. But I know that might seem crazy to some of you, but for me it was sacred. And this is how my dad and I bonded. This is the thing about my dad and I, right? Like this was what we had. Strategy and storytelling were our love language. We didn't just talk business, we lived it, we prayed it, we poured into it. Every late night call, every kitchen table brainstorm. Like this is what I did with my dad. This is what I did with my dad. And this 55K, it wasn't just revenue for me. It was a remembrance. It was an opportunity to just show my dad that I'd learned all the lessons. I'd learned all the lessons. A final act of faith, fire, and following through. He taught me how to believe in my own hands. So I sold one more offer and I honored both of us. This is what I did in hospice. And this is your sign that you don't need fancy, you need focused. And I'd love to walk you through the exact process. And I'm going to be sharing more videos with you to show you how this works because it works across industries and at every price point. It works in any economy. I just shared with you, I did this a couple years ago when we were in the throes of caring for my dad and everything seemed crazy. I did this just recently, right? While my dad was in hospice. I did this. I believe that you can do this too. I know how powerful it can be. And what if for you, that one day could change your whole year, right? Creating that one day. Just like look at this screen grab, right? Year one, we have a 12K day at this point, right? Look at this. I get my clients always sending me these like because I've always shared mine. Like in year two, just 1 year later, we're having a 25K day. Here's the point, a 25K day. And so now suddenly you've created $150,000, a 200% increase over the year prior, creating these bigger paydays. And I want that for you. I want to show you how that's done.